Hey, what's up? I'm live. I've had such a hard time going live on this thing. So here we are. Let's just go ahead and get started. I'm starting off by lighting a piece of holy wood, Palo Santo wood. This is my way of sending peace and blessings to you and anyone who watches this. And I also need peace and blessings. All right, so let's go ahead and fill up the air. So if you don't know me, my name is Kendall, or I go by Lady Kendall here on IG. You can also find me under Kendall Leanne over on Facebook and whatnot. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Let it out. And just set your intentions on just peace and blessings, because I know many of us need it right now. Okay, so a couple things. Starting January 6th, my chakra balancing energy, healing course starts January 6th, top of the new year. It's a perfect time to, get started on, getting yourself together and whatnot. And something that has really come up and whatnot as I've been talking to people and getting them enrolled and whatnot is they want to really know what is a chakra and, what is all that. So I decided to come and do a mini series on the introduction to chakras and its correspondences. Okay? So let me go ahead and put the Palo Santo down. Set this over here. I'm in a different spot recording today just because the light and everything just was not working with me. So, but if you are interested in learning more, after this, mini training and whatnot, I'm hoping to have 5 parts to it. Today is part 1. Go ahead and go to my calendar. You can click the link in my bio and whatnot, and it says work with me, but, sorry. I'll go ahead and leave the link there as well. And also, yeah, so you can go to, it's like the free 15-minute call and whatnot. You can book a call and you can talk directly with me and I'll explain and go over everything. But it's calendly.com/Kendall_Evans/15 minutes in case you're catching this somewhere else besides IG. So let me go ahead and put my title in and then I'm going to get started. So Introduction to Chakras Part 1. Okay, so I have my notes here to keep me on track because I start to rambling and I really want to try to keep this under 15 minutes. Okay. All right. So what is a chakra and what are the correspondences? So understanding the concept. So a chakra is an ancient metaphysical system. It's not something that is new age, not any type of, new age spirituality and whatnot. It is something that has been traced back to, ancient India and, even before that, back to Egypt. And in my opinion, I think even before Egypt. It is something that has been, well known for many eons, and it's more so practiced in the Eastern world where they recognize and they acknowledge the actual energy systems and the aura and whatnot of your body. So the chakra system, it diagrams, the inner relationship between various aspects of our multidimensional universe. So what does that mean? So, as a part of the universe, we too are multidimensional. So if you think about it, we have bodies, we have emotions, we have thoughts, we have ideas, we have actions. as well as, the rest of it. We live in, we have governments and we have systems and ecosystems and things like that. So the chakra system addresses this complexity in a simple and systematic way. Okay, so we work on ourselves in a step-by-step fashion. It's a way that is practical and direct, yet is very profound. So you do this by working on, one chakra at a time, yet each chakra has a way of being influenced by the others. I like to compare it to like your computer system or your phone system or whatnot. Just think of all like the very many multi-pieces that are a part of the computer. You have your keyboard, you have the power cord, you have the mouse, you have the screen, you have like the motherboard underneath. And if one of those is not working, one of those is off, then the whole computer system has a problem. So you go through and you troubleshoot and you figure out what's going on. And, once you get the keyboard working, then the mouse starts to make more sense. And then the screen starts to make more sense, and so forth. So the purpose of this, mini workshop is to give you an overview of the chakra system as a whole before you begin your journey on the 8-week course, where we spend a significant amount of time diving deep into each one of the chakras and where I teach you how to balance it. And this is information that you can take with you far beyond the course and whatnot. So anyway, moving on to the next step is, we talked about the chakra system. So what is a chakra? So like I said, it originates, in the East. I believe a little bit earlier and whatnot, but that's something we'll go over later. It technically stands for a spinning vortex of energy that's within us. And it is the interpenetration of consciousness and the physical body. So how I like to look at that is, the whole mind, body, soul, or spirit debate and whatnot. So the chakras to me are what fuse all those together. It's like the energetic, actual makeup of who you are, the being of who you are and whatnot is fused together at these energy centers. Okay? So kind of like if you look at like a battery operated, item and whatnot. It has buttons that you click, it makes sounds, you hold on to it, but when you put the batteries into it, that energy puts all of that together. Now you can push the buttons, they make sound, now you can hold the item, it moves around, whatever it does. But yeah. So the centers of activity are for the reception, assimilation, and transmission of life energies. Okay? So, like I was saying, it translates to wheel or disc. So think of them as, spheres of energy radiating from, the central nerve ganglia and the spinal column. Because, they are located more or less centrally from bottom to top, since we are upright creatures. Okay? And, this isn't in my notes, but, animals have chakras as well, which we might get into for my animal lovers. And also the earth has chakras and whatnot, which is really interesting to me. Perhaps we'll, review that as well. So the next section, we go over correspondences. So there are 7 main chakras arranged vertically. I feel like I just said that, but that's okay. So they make up more or less. It's more than just that area and whatnot. They go past that. So like there's glands in the endocrine system, and other body processes such as breathing and digestion and procreation and other things like that. They also represent elemental forces and archetypes, which I will get to in a few because I'm going to go through each and every one. And then psychologically as well, there's major areas of our lives that they, correspond with. So, survival, sex, power, love, communication, imagination, and spirituality. So you can think of a chakra as, a psychic floppy disk. Or nowadays, they would call it probably like a jump drive and whatnot that you put into your system and whatnot. And then it contains all the programming of how we handle various aspects of our lives. So these disks plug into our hardware, of our physical bodies, and then are interpreted by the operating systems of our basic consciousness. Okay, so kind of like I was saying earlier, that whole mind, body, and spirit that's fused together and whatnot, or like the batteries that you pop into an item. Okay, so, for example, like the base chakra contains our survival program, such as, what diet suits us best, when should we exercise, how should we take care of ourselves when we're sick. The second chakra has to do with sexuality and emotions and, how we handle emotional states, our sexual orientation and preferences and whatnot. The fourth chakra has to do with relationships and so forth and so forth. So we work with the chakras to get the bugs out of these programs and to get the whole system up and running smoothly. All right. So now we're going to go over each of the chakras. I'm going to use my book and whatnot. I'll be reading from it because it's so much information that, So each chakra has, a multitude, a myriad of things that go with it. And that's why in the course, we will be going through each and every chakra in depth each week. Hey, it says, oh shit, it's you. Oh shit, it's me. What's up? Hey. So right now, since you're just joining, I'm just going over the chakra system and whatnot. Okay, so chakra 1, the Sanskrit name for that is the Muladhara, and the meaning is the root. So it's located at the base of the spine or at the coccygeal plexus, which is this tailbone. It makes up the legs, the feet, and the large intestines. So the element is earth. The main issue of the root chakra is survival. So its goals are going to be all about stability, grounding, prosperity, living the right livelihood, and physical health. So the malfunctions of the root chakra have to do with obesity, hemorrhoids, constipation, sciatica pain, anorexia, knee troubles, bone disorders, frequent illnesses in general, frequent fears, inability to focus, spaciness, inability to be still. So, and then the color is red. And the celestial body that goes with the root chakra is going to be Saturn. And the foods are going to be proteins and meats. And the right is to have. And the stones are going to be the garnet, the hematite, bloodstone, and the lodestone. Animals are going to be the elephant, the ox, and the bull. And the operating principle is going to be gravity. The yogic path is Hatha Yoga. And the archetype is the Earth Mother, which is one of my favorite archetypes. Oh, I got a comment. Okay. Anyway, so chakra 2, the Sanskrit name for that is the Svadhisthana. The meaning is sweetness. This makes up the abdomen, the genitals, the low back, and the hips. The element is water. This one has to do with sexuality and your emotions. The main goal for this one is going to be fluidity, pleasure, and relaxation. Malfunctions of the second chakra are going to be stiffness, sexual problems, isolation, emotional instability, and numbness. The color is going to be orange. The celestial body is the moon. And the foods are going to be liquids. The right is to feel. The stones are coral and carnelian. Animals are the fish and the alligator. Operating principles are the attraction of opposites. It has to do with Tantra Yoga, which is going to be really fun to get into. And the archetypes is Eros. Moving on to Chakra 3. The Sanskrit name for this one is Manipura, also known as the solar plexus. That's where it's located, which is right at your diaphragm, right below your ribs. The meaning of this one is lustrous gem. The element is fire, and it's all about power and energy. So its goals is going to be vitality, strength of will, and purpose. Malfunctions with this one are going to include ulcers, timidity, domination, fatigue, and digestive troubles. The color is going to be yellow. The celestial bodies is going to be the Mars and Sun. Foods are going to be carbohydrates. The right is to act. Crystals and stones to go with this one are going to be topaz and amber. Animals are the ram and the lion. That has to do with combustion, with karma yoga, and the archetype is the magician for this one. Chakra 4, the Sanskrit name for this is the Anahata, and that means unstruck. And this one is in the heart. This is one of the most popular, the heart chakras and whatnot. Its element is air, and its goal is to love. It works towards balance, compassion, and acceptance. Malfunctions with the heart chakra have to do with loneliness and codependence. The color for this one is green. The ruling planet for the heart chakra is Venus. Foods that support this one are going to be vegetables. Its right is to love. And crystals that go with the heart chakra are going to be the emerald and the rose quartz. Animals that go with this chakra are going to be the antelope and the dove. And it has to do with equilibrium. And Bhakti Yoga goes with this one. And the archetype that goes with this one is Kuan Yin. All right. So moving on to Chakra 5. So the Sanskrit name for this one is going to be the Vishuddha, and it stands for purification, and it's located at your throat. And the element for this one is going to be sound, and its main goal is communication, clear communication, creativity, resonance and whatnot. Hello, if you're just joining, I'm just giving a mini introduction to my course that's starting on January 6th. So glad to have you here. I think, you booked a call. I'll be talking with you on Sunday more in depth about this. I'm glad to have you here. Welcome. Okay. Where was I? Okay. So some malfunctions that are going to happen with the throat chakra are going to be, sore throats, having a stiff neck, struggles in communication and whatnot. The color that goes with this chakra is going to be bright blue. The ruling planet of communication is Mercury, or of this chakra. The foods that support the chakra are going to be anything fruit. The right for this chakra is to speak. The crystal that goes with this one is going to be turquoise. Animals are going to be the elephant and the bull. It has to do with sympathetic vibrations. Mantra yoga is what works with this one, and the archetype for this one is going to be Hermes. All right, 2 more chakras. So now we're at Chakra 6, which is the Sanskrit name for this is Ajna, and its meaning is to perceive. And it's located at the brow and whatnot. And the element for this one is light. And the main issue for this one is intuition, one of my favorite ones. Intuition is everything. If I were to follow my intuition in this life, can't imagine where I would be. Anyway, so the goals of this one is psychic perception and imagination. Malfunctions with this chakra are going to be headaches, nightmares, hallucinations, um, you know, disregarding your intuition, not listening to it, or inability to really even hear your intuition, not sure what it is. Some people will say, I can't tell if it's my anxiety or the intuition. So that's, a malfunction of this one. So the color for this one is going to be indigo blue. The celestial body is Neptune. And the foods are, feast for the eyes. Interpret that how you will. And the right is to see. The stones that go with this one are going to be lapis lazuli. The animals that support this one are the owl and the butterfly, and its originating principle is projection. Okay, and the yogic path for this one is going to be yantra yoga, and the archetypes are the hermit, the psychic, or the dreamer. And whenever I'm pulling my cards, I always pull the hermit. Usually in reverse, but for sure the hermit shows up. Anyway, last chakra. Chakra 7. So the Sanskrit name is Sahara. I have a hard time saying this one, but Sahasrara. It stands for thousandfold. It's located just right at the top of the head. Its element is thought, and its main issue is understanding. So its goals are going to be wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual connection. And some malfunctions with this chakra are going to be confusion, apathy, being overly intellectual, overly critical, just over the top. The color that goes with this one is going to be violet. The celestial body is Uranus. I'm a little kid. I laugh every time I say that. But anyway, so the foods for this one are going to be none. It's fasting and whatnot. It's interesting how eating and whatnot takes us from that connection and whatnot. But the right for this one is to know. The stones that go with this one are going to be the amethyst. And animals, we've got that elephant, ox, and bull. I'm really excited when in the course to teach y'all about the significance of the bull and whatnot and all of that. But anyway, so the operating principle is going to be consciousness, and the yogic path is jnana yoga, and the archetype for chakra 7 is the sage or the wise woman. Okay. So that was an overview on chakras 1 through 7. So we just went over understanding the concept of what a chakra is and what the correspondences were. So next in part 2, I will teach you, sorry, I'm not supposed to read from my notes, but I do. I'm going to teach you how to feel the energy and how to understand blockages. So unless anybody has any questions, if you go ahead and you click the link in my bio, there is a button for you that says, you click on it, it's my link tree, and it says work with me. Go to that one and then scroll down to the free, 15-minute call. That's where we can talk more about this course and whatnot to see if it's the right fit, if I can answer any questions for you. Also go ahead and tune in to, my channel here, and whatnot, because I will be doing the mini workshop that's an introduction to what the big course will be like starting January 6th. Okay. Whew, I did pretty good getting it all in less than 25 minutes. My goal was 30, but hopefully I didn't talk too fast. All right, yeah, thanks, Jerome. Jerome Stedman. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll catch you later. Catch the replay. Bye.